Monster Jam returns to Lucas Oil Stadium for rounds 7 and 8 of Stadium Championship Series East. Last weekend in St. Louis was an absolutely insane weekend for the tour, as all drivers put on some of the best shows in recent memory. And now the tour has to go even crazier than the week previously. Tyler Menninger still holds on to the series and shows no signs of slowing down. Tom Meents has revealed this awesome black Max D, but the real question is, can he hold on to his winning streak in freestyle? So without further ado, this is our Indianapolis 2024 event review. As a reminder, Stadium Championship Series East consists of Tyler Menninger in Gravedigger, Tom Meents in Max D, Tristan England in the JCB Diggertron, Todd LeDuc in Megalodon, Lindsey Reed in the Lucas Stabilizer, Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, Jamie Garner in El Toro Loco, Cole Vernard in Black Pearl, Matt Pagliarulo in Jester, Mike Pagliarulo in Kraken, John Gordon in Bad Company, and Ryan Disharoon in Shaker. Starting off with show number 1, in round 1 of racing, Gravedigger defeated Jester, Max D defeated Shaker, El Toro Loco defeated the Lucas Stabilizer, and the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior defeated Kraken. In round 2, Gravedigger defeated Black Pearl, JCB Diggertron defeated Max D, Bad Company defeated El Toro Loco, and Megalodon defeated the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. In the semi-finals, Gravedigger defeated the JCB Diggertron, and Bad Company defeated Megalodon. The final round pitted Tyler Menninger against John Gordon for the racing win, and in the end, Tyler Menninger would win his 5th racing competition of this season. The Skills Challenge was once again another great showing from all drivers. There was some really unique runs, such as Matt Pagliarulo in Jester, who performed a slap wheelie off the backside of the racing lane and a sky wheelie cross-threading the car stack. In 3rd place would be Tristan England in the JCB Diggertron, who would pull off his usual skills routine to perfection. A great moonwalk to wheelie combo off the pod was a great first hit, and then his second hit was a moonwalk up the step up and comboed into a wheelie. Taking 2nd place would be Tom Meents in Max D, who pulled off another patented maximum moonwalk off the backflip. However, his second attempt at a moonwalk unfortunately was not as good, only holding it up for a few seconds. Winning the Skills Challenge again would be Tyler Menninger in Gravedigger. The current Tour Skills champion has been on an absolute tear each and every weekend in the Skills Challenge, winning it at every event thus far except for both Houston shows. He would perform a solid moonwalk off the Tour Skills ramp, before following that up with a clean bicycle into moonwalk that he rode all the way to the other side of the track. Freestyle in Indianapolis Show 1, in my honest opinion, was a little bit lacking, but I do think that it was still good nonetheless. John Gordon in Bad Company would start us off and his run was looking good. That was until he tried to hit the step up and landed off center, resulting in an early rollover. Mike Pagliarulo would thankfully have a more fulfilling run that was filled with some good pace and big air. The run would take the lead away from Gordon with a 7.457. Up next was Matt Pagliarulo in Jester, and he had a pretty good start to his run, but it was clear that something went wrong and caused the truck to lose some steam later on. The run culminated with this really unique cross thread on the Tour Skills ramp as the truck caught fire, and that would end his run. The phenom Tyler Menninger was next, and he would lay down a typical Tyler Menninger run. That was until he landed for the backflip. For reasons that I cannot explain better than truck issues, Tyler's truck just could not backflip. His first attempt saw him get the truck into a wheel stand, and upon trying again, the truck would just awkwardly roll back onto his roof. The run would take the lead though, scoring an 8.853. Todd LeDuc would follow in an unfortunately very formulaic run. For the first minute, the run didn't really do anything exciting, hitting ramps with little to no speed or getting any high-end distance. After the backflip, the switch was flicked and he finally began airing it out. I will give him credit for this absolutely outrageous send that ended his run due to, well, I mean, just look at that truck.
Now that's a lot of damage!
He would take the lead away from Menninger, scoring the first 9 of the night. Cole Vernard had a great run that was filled with some huge air, great pace, as well as this end-over-end backflip that he managed to save at the very last moment. This incredible run would yet again take the lead, scoring a 9.632. Out next would be Jamie Garner in El Toro Loco, who unfortunately seemed to suffer truck problems early on, and thus not receive a score. Lindsay Reed would also suffer truck issues, as by the sound of the motor, it did sound like she only had first gear. She wouldn't complete a minute of her run, and thus received a 1-point deduction and scored a 4.076. The Professor Tom Meents was next to hit the track in freestyle, and he would once again lay down another winning run. It had some great pace, some huge air, a perfect backflip, as well as a momentum moonwalk and an incredible bicycle save to end his run. By only 8/1000ths of a point, Tom Meents takes the lead in freestyle, hoping to continue his freestyle winning streak. Out next was Tristan England in the JCB Digatron, and he would lay down a fantastic freestyle run. However, other than some good technicality, I felt like the run was missing a wow factor. With that in mind, and probably also due in fact that England did not hit the backflip, the run only scored an 8.803. Ryan Disharoon in Shaker would have a solid showing in freestyle. However, the run would come to an end after he pulled off the backflip and broke something in the rear. Last week's freestyle winner, Bryce Kenny, would be the last truck to hit the track in freestyle, and his run is what we come to expect from the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. That, of course, being huge air, great pace, sprinkling in some two-wheel technicality, and a backflip. The run would not take the lead, keeping Tom Meents' streak alive and winning freestyle at Indianapolis Show 1. Unsurprisingly, Tyler Menninger wins his 6th overall event championship of the season, as the tour prepares for event number 2. Show 2 in Indianapolis would look to improve upon the previous night with some more great Monster Jam action. In round 1 of racing, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior defeated the Lucas Stabilizer, Megalodon defeated Kraken, Shaker defeated Jester, and Black Pearl received a bye run. In round 2, Gravedigger defeated the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, Black Pearl defeated Max D, JCB Digatron defeated Megalodon, and Bad Company defeated Shaker. In the semifinals, Gravedigger defeated Black Pearl, and Bad Company defeated the JCB Digatron. For the 3rd time this season, John Gordon in Bad Company squares up against Tyler Menninger in Gravedigger. The skills challenge compared to last night's was honestly a little lackluster. There were a lot less unique hits, and a few seem to be unable to perform their chosen moves. You'd be surprised to hear that Tyler Menninger is not amongst the top 3, though he did finish in 4th with a failed bicycle to sidewall save. Taking 3rd place would be Tristan England in the JCB Digatron. He would pull off a great moonwalk off the center pod, and would perform another off the two-wheel skills ramp, but would fall off the side and roll over. In 2nd place for skills would be Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, who would perform 2 great moonwalks, one off the center pod and the other off the two-wheel skills ramp. Your winner for the skills challenge in Indy Show 2 would go to Tom Meents in Max D. His skills run was an improvement over Show 1's, walking both moonwalks out significantly longer, with the 2nd moonwalk seeing him ride the truck all the way to the top of the mountain before falling off the side and rolling over. Unlike Show 1, freestyle for the most part was really good. There were a lot of great runs, and almost all runs had high scores. Lindsay Reed has certainly had a rough year behind the wheel of Lucas Stabilizer, especially to start off with. She's been getting used to this new truck. However, I feel like at Show 2, she actually put on a really good run. The pace needed improving. Yes, but how about these pretty huge leaps and this perfect mini flip attempt of the 8-pack backflip? Matt Pagliarulo in Jester has seriously improved his freestyle game, and Show 2 was proof of that. While the pace did suffer in the middle of the run, as I believe he had rear steer issues or some other mechanical gremlins, it still featured some really big air launches, a backflip with a bad bounce that he turned into a fantastic save. John Gordon in Bad Company would have a pretty good run that featured some huge leaps. However, the highlight of the run was most definitely this corkscrew flip off the mini flip ramp. He would score an 8.150, not enough for the lead as Matt Pagliarulo still holds onto the lead. Shaker's Ryan Disharoon laid down another really solid run that was similar to Gordon's. However, a huge over-rotated backflip would send him over early, and unfortunately score the lowest out of all the runs so far. Once again, Todd LeDuc would lay down another formulaic run. Though I will say this man really loves his bicycles because he attempted that move 4 different times throughout his run. Clearly, that added with a backflip helps him score well in the eyes of the judges, as he would take second place in the current freestyle standings. Bryce Kenny would wake the fans up with a heater of a run. The pace was good. The air was even better. Threw in a backflip, then centered off the 2-wheel skills ramp, and culminated in an anticlimactic crash over the huge hill. Was an interesting end to an overall great run. Still, Jester holds onto the lead, as out next would be JCB Digatron with Tristan England. If there's one thing to expect from Tristan England, it's to let the man cook. And cook he did, with easily the best momentum of the night, some of the biggest launches of the night, a huge backflip, and an incredible save after getting tripped up on the pod. Unsurprisingly, this would take the lead away from Matt Pagliarulo, with England now sitting in the lead for freestyle with a 9.230. The phenom Tyler Menninger would finally get a proper chance at tackling the Indianapolis track, and he absolutely burnt it down in freestyle. The momentum, super fast paced. The air, it speaks for itself. A backflip? Well, let's just say it wasn't anticlimactic this time. And saves? How about 2 jaw-dropping saves in the one run? Start to finish, this is one of the best Tyler Menninger runs that he has threw down this season, and easily the best run of the night. The judges agreed, taking the lead with a 9.609. Only 2 trucks can dethrone Tyler Menninger, as Cole Vernard tackles the track next. The run was an absolute heater, constantly flowing from move to move, big air launch to big air launch. It even included another textbook backflip, as well as a great save in the corner of the track. On any other night, this may have been in contention to take the win, but tonight you better match Menninger's energy and the run itself if you want to beat it. Vernard does not take the lead, but surprisingly places really low, which in my opinion, I think it should have placed a lot higher. To finish off freestyle, in his last appearance inside the hallowed Lucas Oil Stadium was Tom Meents in Max D. After his incredible winning run at show number 1, he looked to better his run at show 2. His run would unfortunately come to an end way too soon, in the worst way possible. After some big air launches, he would transfer onto the pod, kicking the rear end up and into the berm. The truck would roll forwards and land directly onto the cage. Monster Jam would post an update to their social media in regards to the state of Tom Meents. Monster Jam driver Tom Meents sustained an injury on Sunday, February 4th, 2024 at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. Tom is looking forward to a full recovery, but will be unable to compete during this time. Tom appreciates your overwhelming support and well wishes as he looks forward to his continued future with Monster Jam. More detail regarding this statement will be covered in this week's news video. Once again, Tyler Menninger takes home the overall event championship, making it 7 overall wins in 2024. Points for Stadium Championship Series East have not changed too much since we last spoke about them. The gap between Tyler Menninger and Tristan England is both still very close while simultaneously closing up, with a 30-point deficit between both drivers. Tom Meents and Bryce Kenny still hold on to 3rd place and 4th place respectively. 4 points behind Kenny is John Gordon, and Todd LeDuc is only a single point behind Gordon with 174 points. Cole Vernard takes 7th, Ryan Disharoon continues to fall lower in the standings, now situated in 8th, Lindsey Reed jumps up into 9th, Jamie Garner falls down to 10th after a disappointing weekend, Matt Pagliarulo secures 11th, and Mike Pagliarulo still sits in last place. Indianapolis definitely seemed to be a weekend of some high highs and some low lows. Show 1 was not bad by any means, but in my opinion, it seemed to be the most lacking out of all the shows we've covered so far. Racing was about the same as every other stop, with nothing crazy or any great upsets taking place. Skills was probably one of the best we've covered in this series, as many drivers tried unique hits, and when they didn't, the quality of their routines was tip-top. Freestyle was kind of lacking in my eyes, with only a few runs being memorable. With that being said, I'm going to rate Indianapolis Show 1 a solid 3.25 stars. Show 2 up until Freestyle was almost identical to Show 1. Nothing too happened in racing, and Skills was a lot less experimental compared to Show 1. But Freestyle was most definitely a lot better. Almost all runs had a highlight and were fun to watch, and 7 out of the 12 freestyles were in the middle of the 8s to the high 9s. So, with that being said, I'm going to rate Indianapolis Show 2 3.75 stars. Make sure to tune into this week's Monster Truck news video as we cover results and points from the other Monster Jam tours. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon with some more Monster Truck content.